Welcome to the Wager Makers Podcast with Webb and Schmidt.
Brick by brick, baby.
I'm freaking out, Webb.
I was told there'd be no man. Stupidity's going to be an asset. What a bunch of crybabies.
Hello, my name is Steve Smith, and this is Rob Weber. Say hey, Webb.
Hello. What's up, Smith?
What's up, buddy? I'm Smith. That's Webb, and we are the Wager Makers, and this is Wager Maker Podcast. Thank you all for joining us. We're having a great time. There's actually sports here. Webb, this is Wager Maker Podcast number 57.
57, baby. This is a little tough one. You know, there's a bunch of guys out there. They're not a bunch. It's a tough race. So I got a couple in my mind. I got Nhl Santana, who I love. He's been in my gambling rotation for a long time. He with the Twins, and then the Mets. He pitched a no-hitter for the Mets. And I got Tom Jackson from NFL Live or whatever that was, a baller from the Denver Broncos, which might edge it out. And then my last one is Dwight Stevenson, the center for the Miami Dolphins. Older than I remember, but still a baller. So I don't know who to give the respect to. I'm leaning towards Johan just based off of me and Lex. Me and my daughter were watching the that no hitter back in the day, but you know. Why are you shaking your head?
Well, you're fucking wrong. You're not even close to the best.
Who's the best 57?
The best 57 is a member of the Dome Patrol, Hall of Famer.
Oh, stop with this.
Hall of Famer, the city champ,
stop
Ricky Jackson. Ricky Jackson.
He played there wearing bags on their fucking heads when he played there.
Dude, it was badass fucking defense. He was up there. We talked about how great Lawrence Taylor was. He was like almost a clone of Lawrence Taylor. Almost a clone of a Lawrence Taylor.
Not even in
Dome Patrol, my brother.
That's like saying that Igor was a clone of Frankenstein or something like that. No.
I mean, come on.
Or a bride of Frankenstein.
Talking about some left-handed pitcher. Like, what's the fuck? Liriano, is that what you said?
Nhl Santana.
Yeah, Santana.
So, who knows who Ricky Jackson is? Except you don't live. Here we go. I could read the emails already. I could already read the emails. Ricky Jackson. Who? What? Who?
Yeah, who's Ricky Jackson? Who's Ricky Jackson? Come on, brother. You missed the ball. You missed the boat on this one.
Not even
missed
close.
the boat on this one.
It's all right.
Hall of Famer. Busted by a guy I've met a few times. Good dude.
Oh, here we go.
I got a picture. I posted on Facebook the other day when I was asking who's the best number 57 with me like headphones like this. We're doing a radio show together. This is a while back. Now
we got guys. Now we got. It's just
boy. Rick sausage. Ricky Jackson sausage. You try it out. It's Hall of Fame sausage. Hall of Fame sausage. Ricky Jackson sausage. Try it out. It's got a few different kits. Cajun flavor.
What do you ever do?
I think he won a Super Bowl with the 49ers. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Saints. Okay, it's in
the Hall of Fame.
He's in the Hall of Fame. Win a Super Bowl.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
What did he do? So obviously a lot. You're Mr. No Stats guy himself.
I passed the eye test. I haven't seen him play. I saw him play in a team where they wore bags on their heads. That's what team he fucking played on. Ain't no fucking Hall of Famers on that team.
Ricky fucking Jackson, dude. Get your head out of your ass. Ricky Jackson. It's a Hall of Famer. Coming off the edge, fucking people up in the dome. Hey, check out our koozies, the Wager Makers.
Dropping them off to the bar tomorrow, Friday. Yeah, tell Ricky Jackson, sponsor us.
Next time I see him.
Where's that Hall of Fame sausage sponsorship?
Next time I see him, I'm gonna do a little. Hey, make sure you check out the Wager Makers. This is Ricky Jackson. I'm gonna do one of those.
Hall of Famer, Hall of Fame sausage.
Yep. All right. So here we go, Webb. We got sports. Baseball started up.
Couldn't be happier. Could not be happier.
Football in camp.
Happier, but the
bubble gets ready to burst in a couple days. Tomorrow.
We got to talk about that.
Tomorrow. NHL this week.
I can't wait. I'm so excited. I gotta give kudos to the NHL because how they're gonna play this shit. You're gonna play 3 games a day on the same fucking sheet of ice. Dude, that's balls. That's awesome. I cannot wait. Rangers, 12 noon. I got people already texting me. Dudes from up north are coming down. There's a big deal going about for the Rangers hockey starting on Saturday at noon. I think it really actually kicks off at or they drop the puck at 9, but that the Rangers, the NBC telecast, I believe, starts at noon. How cool is it that they're doing NCAA tournament like with these? I cannot applaud them more for doing this. It's great. It's great.
Yep. So in case you're not familiar with the rules, let's go over the rules a little bit. Okay.
So please.
7 teams were eliminated: Buffalo, New York, Anaheim, Detroit. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe not New York. Buffalo, Anaheim, Detroit, Ottawa, the Kings, San Jose Sharks. Okay. How many?
The Devils. You missed that.
New Jersey Devils. That's the team. That's the team I'm missing. Okay. So the top 4 teams in each conference are going to play a little round robin tournament to get to see who's seeded 1, 2, 3, 4. So in the East, you have Boston, Tampa Bay, Washington, and Philly. Those are the top 4.
Philly's in the top 4, huh? Okay.
In the West, you have St. Louis, Colorado, Vegas, and Dallas. Those are the top 4 in the West. Okay. So those teams are going to each play each other, I believe, to see who ends up first, second, third, and fourth.
Right.
All right. They're going to be played at 2 hub cities. The Eastern Conference is going to be playing in Toronto, and the West is going to be playing at Edmonton. So they got a couple bubbles. They had 2 bubbles.
So let me stop you there. That was the main reason, or one of the reasons why you can play hockey but you can't play baseball. Correct?
I guess it's because it's Canada. I guess. I mean, that's pretty Canadian thing to say. Right. We're going to play.
Mean, that's why they can't. They're in a bubble versus the teams coming in and out over the border type thing.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess the bubble would have been different. I think the issue that they had in Canada was you're right. The business teams coming up there all the time.
Right. Okay.
They built a wall. They built the wall in Canada,
and it worked.
The United States cannot get up there.
Both bubbles are in Canada?
Yes.
I did not know that. Okay.
It's hockey. Right. Hockey.
Yes. Silly me.
It will be on TV in the United States.
Right. Well, that's how it works. Right. That's how it works.
So then you got 16 teams. 4 series in the East with 8 teams and 4 series in the West with 8 teams each. Okay. The first series is Pittsburgh versus Montreal. And then you got Carolina versus the Rangers, the Islanders versus the Panthers, and the Maple Leafs versus the Columbus Blue Jackets in one league. And then in the other league, you got the Oilers versus the Blackhawks. You got the Predators versus the Coyotes, the Canucks versus Minnesota, the Flames versus the Winnipeg Jets in the West.
Yeah, there's a couple there. I mean, out of those, what were those, 8 games? There's 3 there that I'm not interested in, just based on proximity or whatever, and just being as a I guess we're ancillary fans of the NFL. We are now all in. By the way, we are all in on the New York Rangers. We are Ranger fans moving forward. That's going to be a good series, I think. Run them down again. I'll tell you the series that I think are real interesting.
All right. Well, we're taking the Rangers. We took the long side.
Right. We're going to get into. Right,
so they're playing their first series. It's a 5-game series against Carolina. So the winners of these series will go on to play the 4 top seeds in the conference that are playing that little round robin tournament.
Well, what'd you say? It's game best of 3 or best of 5?
Best of 5.
These first ones are best of 5. All right, so you lose, you're done. You go home, obviously. So if Rangers win 3 in a row, the other team leaves out of the bubble. Okay. All right, so that's interesting series for just even more than that we bet on the Rangers. What's another one?
Pittsburgh versus Montreal.
Good one. Old school teams. That's great. They've some ballers there.
All right. We got the Islanders versus the Florida Panthers.
That one kind of loses there a little bit.
All right. And then we got the Maple Leafs at -170 against the Columbus Blue Jackets.
That's interesting because that's kind of a new franchise, and the Maple Leafs were supposed to be real good. They got a bunch of young, like kind of dicky dudes on their team, like young, brash goal scorers type thing. And they were big. They were like picked to win it all. And they're not the number 1 seed, I don't believe. I could be wrong on that. Again, I'm not big on stats, but that's interesting because and then Columbus is like a new kind of scrappy, trying to prove themselves type franchise. That's interesting. So that right there, you have some compelling stuff going on.
Right. If you're interested in knowing what some of those teams are to win it all. Okay, who are we talking about? The Blue Jackets, they're plus 5,000, so they're a pretty long shot.
Right. But they're scrappy. They're scrappy.
All right. We talked about the Rangers. That's the team we picked to put a little money on just to root. The Devils are out, so we had to pick some team from up there. So we went with the Rangers at plus 4,000. That's
good. I mean, if that young goalie gets hot, they get some young talent. They have a shot. I mean, to win it all, in all honesty, is a reach, but they could certainly make a run, which would be incredibly fun. So that would be awesome if that is possible.
Right. So moving over to the West, the series go like this. The Oilers play the Chicago Blackhawks. The Oilers are minus 180, favored a little bit. The Blackhawks are plus 150 in that series.
They still have Patrick Kane. They got some goal scorers on that, and that's a huge hockey town, Chicago. And then it's like the young up and comers. Oilers are good. I'm a kind of a closet Oilers fan from back in the day, but that's that's compelling. That's certainly worth watching.
Yep. Just so you know, to win it all, the Oilers are plus 2,300. And the Blackhawks are plus 7,500. So they're just about the longest shot on the board at this point.
Yeah, but they do have goal scorers, and they were hot as it ended. The Oilers are one of my teams in the West.
Yep. The next series is Nashville. Got a huge fan support. Did a great job there.
I love
Predators minus 135 over the Arizona Coyotes at plus 115 in that series.
That's another interesting one. I don't know why I'm a Predator fan. I think they kind of came out of nowhere a couple of years ago. They were a new franchise. And they played hard. I don't know if they played hard, I guess. But they won some games. I've been a kind of closet fan of theirs. And it's interesting. Arizona, too, that's like Gretzky's team. Wayne Gretzky's the owner, or was the owner for sure. And they had high expectations. It was a big deal when they went there. And they were supposed to do a bunch of stuff. And they really haven't done too much. Again, to me, that's a kind of a compelling series as well.
Right. Just so you know, the Coyotes are plus 5,500. Nashville is at plus 3,500. So they're both a little bit long shots. Vancouver Canucks against Minnesota.
That's one that kind of loses me. I'm not too familiar with either of those. Those are, I'm assuming they're both going to be kind of middle of the pack type teams. In all honesty, I'm not sure of either of those. But I will be gambling on them.
Minnesota, the Wild is plus 4,300, and Vancouver is plus 4,000 to win it all. Calgary Flames versus the Winnipeg Jets is the next one.
That's not one. I think the Jets are good. I've had some money on them prior in the season, I believe. Again, this is one that's kind of a little bit out of my realm, but I'd throw some money on the Jets in the series for sure.
All right, and so then the last,
the Jets to win it all, Smith.
All right. Winnipeg Jets to win it all at plus 5,000.
Oh, that's a big one too. Wow.
5,000. Okay. Yeah, the Flames are where are they? Plus 3,700.
Oh, so I might be on the other side. That's interesting too. So we'll probably get some plus odds. I've had some money on the Jets earlier to see. It seems like, geez, when I was gambling on hockey in this same season, seems like 10 years.
Right.
10
seems
years
like another
ago.
season ago.
Right. So that's where I'm at with that.
All right, so we were talking. We threw it out there. So the big favorites in the hockey are the top four in each seed, obviously. Number one is the Philadelphia Flyers and the St. Louis Blues and the Washington Capitals. All are at plus 1,000.
I can tell you right now. Let me jump. The Flyers are not winning it. The Flyers are not winning the championship.
Is that just because you're hatred of Philadelphia?
It's not even that. Flyers, Boston, Tampa Bay, and Toronto were the top four, right?
Flyers, Blues, Washington.
Oh, I'm talking Eastern.
Yeah.
Okay. So Flyers are not winning it. So and neither are the Blues. So cancel those two off. Cancel those.
All right. So then you got the Washington Capitals and the Dallas Stars and Penguins are the next three.
And then neither are the Penguins. So the Stars are right there. Stars
plus
are
1,500.
And I'll give you my picks as we narrow it down.
All right. And then Toronto is plus 2,300.
They got a shot, but they got a bunch of assholes on their teams.
I don't see where. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't scroll down far enough. I started you middle of the pack. Here's with the real favorites. Okay. Boston Bruins and Tampa Bay Lightning are both plus 650.
Those are right there. Those are in my. Those are. I have money on both of those.
Okay, I got an interesting little tidbit from a guy, Doug Ham. I put out on our Facebook group, the Wager Makers Talk on Facebook. Hey, I said, who knows some hockey out there? So much of playoff hockey is who has the hot goalie, like pitching in Major League Baseball.
Correct.
Having not played in 4 months, it's tough to say who will emerge as the hot goalie this summer. But aside from the top teams, the Dallas Stars in the West might be a team to watch. I'm going to show my bias, but I'd throw a few bucks down on the Rangers in the East, too, with those odds.
With the goalie, correct. I'm down with that.
Goalie play.
Sure. And then I got the Stars on my list, too. That's great.
They have 3 very good goalies right now, and it will be young phenom Igor Shesterkin rather than Heinrich Lundqvist, who will be getting the start against Carolina. So
that's just because Lundqvist got a crazy history against Carolina. I don't know if he's like 30, ridiculous winning percentage against Carolina. That's the only reason Lundqvist will start against the Hurricanes. That's interesting too, because I'm looking at it here. I got Boston, I got Tampa Bay, and Toronto in the East as they're not. I mean, they are obviously that's a little bit of wood, and I got the Rangers too. But those are the best teams. Out of those three, I would cut it, or those, I would go down to Boston and Tampa Bay. Then out of that, I would go to Boston, and then hopefully the Rangers from those two. So either I'm going to go with the Boston Bruins or the Rangers in the East.
All right, that's it. That's in the East. Just so you know, I reached out to my boy Corey Fleetwood, right here in New Orleans, hockey guru Corey Fleetwood. All right, and let's see. In his opinion, he thinks that he loves Vegas to win it all, and the Knights. And he thinks their goalie tandem is the best with Marc-Andre Lafleury and Robin Lehner.
Fleury, how old is Fleury? He's got to be, I don't know, dude. He was good on the Penguins 10 years ago, it seems like. Also,
he likes the goalie Connor Hellebuyck, your boy from Winnipeg. He lost a lot of their star players, but he single-handedly kept the team in the race this year, he said. So, yep. And as far as long shots, he likes Dallas or Edmonton. Not that they're that long shots, but he likes Dallas or Edmonton as the long shots. I like Corey. Funny. I like Vegas. When I go to Vegas, they got cool colors. They got the black and gold sporting the Vegas Knights. And hey, that's my buddy John Taffer. He's a big Vegas Knights fan. He lives out there in Vegas. He got season tickets, goes to the games all the time. So I'm gonna put a little money down on the Vegas Knights in addition to our New York Rangers action.
It's funny. I had I bet Boston, Tampa Bay, and Toronto and the Rangers on the other side. And it's funny. I bet Dallas, and then I had Edmonton, and then like the safe kind of bet was Vegas. Weird. Yeah, that's cool.
So I mean, I guess a lot of these guys. I want to thank everybody for the help. Corey Fleetwood. Thank on our Facebook group. That was really cool that Doug chimed in, got some good stuff. I always get good information from Chris Roth. He's out there. He likes the Avalanche in the West. So we'll see how it turns out. So I think I'm gonna put. We already put money in the Rangers, but that's kind of a home. Let's have some fun.
That's right. But let's kind of get hot. We'll win a game. We'll win a series or two.
Give me some action to watch.
Right,
I think I have a chance to win $4,000 in a minute.
Yeah, right. No doubt.
Kind of like how I put a few bucks on the Pelicans this week for the hoops.
Yeah, that was a waste of money, but I get it.
Agreed.
Gargio's on it too.
Yeah, he called me. That's what he called me. He's like, man, we got to do some of this before a day.
They ain't changing. The numbers they're going to only go the other way.
Right. All right. So let's see. We cut like Vegas, Dallas, Boston.
All right. So on the left coast, we're going Vegas, Dallas, and I have Edmonton.
All right.
And then on the East Coast, I have I think Boston's going to win. And then we got the Rangers, obviously. I did have Tampa Bay. Actually, I don't know if I got to check.
I wouldn't mind taking a little flyer. Put the Penguins down. Pittsburgh Penguins down there for me. It's a little side bet. Pittsburgh Penguins.
Dude. Let me just throw something out there. I've been begging Smith to gamble on playoff hockey for, I don't know, 10 years, 15 years. Playoff hockey is amazing. I get regular season hockey. We don't know the rules. We're a couple of white dudes from Freehold. Yeah, right. But I played a ton of street hockey in my day. I scored 76 goals one season, by the way.
Yeah.
Waverly Place and Briar Road. But playoff hockey is amazing. It's one of the best, greatest things to gamble on. You want to talk about exciting, like a horse race? It's awesome. And this is just playoff hockey every freaking game. So I cannot be more excited. And it's even better. Just get some action in on the series. That means you're just buying more. It's a little bit more value. And if you want to go game for game, that works as well. But it's going to be great. And I cannot applaud them more for doing the same 3 games format a la NCAA tournament. It's amazing, and Saturday is going to be great.
Yeah, Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
Let's go Rangers.
I'll be watching hockey just like the greatest fan. Look, I watched so much damn baseball in the last 4 days. I never watched this much baseball in my whole life.
Right. I watch everything. I watch every pitch, every
I watch Korean baseball.
Right.
You think I'm not going to watch some damn hockey?
Right.
Hockey playoffs? Hockey tournament?
Right.
Bracket style tournament playoffs?
NCAA tournament style, no doubt. It's awesome.
Do this shit.
Awesome.
So excited. We got sports to talk about. All right. It's a great week. Great week. We had baseball started Thursday. We started off good. We were like number 4 in the sportswatchmonitor.com. We
tailed off.
We evened out a little bit. We got a little up and down here later in the week, but we're still rolling with the baseball. But it's just so good. It's just so nice to see real sports being played, Webb.
And it's all the time. I mean, that's the greatest thing about it. Like, it's just always on. There's something like, I walk in from work, I put it on, I go do something with the kids, I come back, I put it on, there's a different game. It's just amazing. And there's, my thing, there should be a game on the East Coast every, first pitch should be
11 a.m. 11 a.m.
Well, I would gladly do 11 a.m. Yeah, we got some golf and stuff to take us through that, but it's better to be. Listen, it's what we need. It's what obviously the fan base, the country is clamoring for. So, bring it on. Let's do it.
While we're talking about all the sports going on, I just want to say real quick, Thrive Fantasy Sports, guys. You get on there. It's got all kinds of fantasy games, prop bets, little contests, all kinds of things. And if you sign up with $20 and you use promo code WagerMakers, one word, doesn't matter, lowercase, uppercase, just one word, WagerMakers on the promo code at Thrive Fantasy. Scott Wheatley's on there. He says it's great. They don't take too much juice for anything. It's just all contests trying to get people going. You get it if you put $20 down on Thrive Fantasy and use promo code WagerMakers, you get $20 free. So
here's the thing: put $100 down, you get $100 free. So you get that's a free. No,
that's not
$20 free.
It's $20. If you put $100 down, you only $20 at max out.
What I meant is you get a free vig. So you can bet $100 bet.
All right.
You put $100 in, you're gonna get $20 in your pockets. If you lose, you lose $100. Free vig, free juice.
Hey, if you put in 20, you get 20. You get 100%. That's a better deal. It's a better deal.
It's the same deal. It's the same deal.
It's different. 100% or 20%. Which one you want?
You want to win 100? You want to win 20?
All right. Look, it's contests and shit.
James.
I know. Listen, I know how you feel about the fantasy football. We're not. It's not about that. It's not a conversation. It's about the Wager Maker promo.
If you don't stop talking shit, I'm going to go to a strip club and eat some chicken wings when I leave the bubble.
Well, you'll have to quarantine for exactly 10 days if you do that, Webb, because that is what the NBA says. It's not 14 days. The official strip club quarantine is 10 days.
Again, how can you backpedal from the stupidity and the hypocrisy of it? It's just ridiculous. And I heard, listen to this, Smith. Listen to fucking this. I was at work this morning. I try to avoid sports talk, but the one guy I had it on, the guy goes, well, they do have the wings named after him. That was his rationale. They were Lou's, whatever, Lou Williams, fucking hot wing, whatever the name is. They were, so clearly he had to go into the establishment, sit down, and eat them when he only makes $bazillion and only gonna go infect the whole thing and stop the fucking whole. Are you? This is the. I don't know. I can't. This is how I want to pound my head on the pavement.
And let me tell you, this is how like. We were on the Clippers. Man, the Clippers.
I hate them. I hate the Clippers.
But all I see is LeBron in the fucking bubble practicing his fucking ass off every fucking day. Yep. Every day practicing. Yep. And I hate the Lakers. And then Anthony Davis got poked in the eye yesterday. The big news today. Oh, he thinks he's going to play. He poked in the eye. If you got poked in the eye, Webb, would you go to work the next day?
Every day.
Right. You poked in the eye. I think I'll be ready to play.
Somehow I'll figure it out.
And then every video they show LeBron shooting shots with no shirt on. Put a fucking shirt on. I got a problem with it. I got a problem with that practice.
I agree. But he's working his ass off. He's in the bubble and he's doing what you're supposed to do in the bubble. He shut out the shit. He's not worrying about strip clubs. He's not worrying about buffalo wings named after him. He's not worrying about shit he's missing. He's working, and that is the difference.
I'll give you that. He knows this is going to be a sprint. This is going to be a fucking sprint.
And he can carry that team.
Clippers are coming and going, doing shit, living life, living hard. This is a chance to fucking work.
Yep. Right.
If you want to, you can get a cheapy championship right now. Any team in that bubble can get a cheapy championship right now.
They're going to call it a better. They're going to say the dude, whatever. He overcame.
Right. I think I got a problem with the shirts and skins web because I grew up a fat kid.
I'm not as skinny.
I used to fucking hate it when we were playing ball and some dude decides, oh, we're gonna go shirts and skins.
I wasn't big on it. I was a skinny kid, but I wasn't big on it either.
I used to hate that shit. First of all, everybody's fucking sweating their ass off. You ever see that movie with Ben Stiller and the dude's like his face?
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe because I was a fat kid, I was like, look, I know it's me and these 4, and you 5.
Right.
I don't need to be no shirt.
Right.
I don't need to be no shirt to know not to pass it to that dude.
Right. I know who to defend.
It's 5 of us. That's it. Right. It's us. It's right. It's us. These guys. That's us.
I kind of on the outside. You guys are kind of on the inside. Yeah.
Wager Maker Express coming through.
Man, I told you I used to defend Buster Crabbe every day. He wear a like a wife beater, whatever you want to call it. No politically offensive. Like a one of those tank top. Yeah, Guinea. I can't say Guinea tea either. Anyway, and then cut off like slacks, and every fucking day, Smith, I'd have to defend. I put my hand like this, that's how every day. So I understand where I had that. That was the way I had to defend every day for 2 years. Best love practice.
God rest his soul. God rest his
soul. Good dude. Good dude. I got no problem with him. It was crazy. Good guy. Friend. Definitely a friend.
All right. Move on. We'll move on a little bit. But yeah, they show him. But yeah, LeBron seems like he's there to work.
I'm almost officially not a Clippers fan, and that just scares me because I think that just means the Lakers are just going to gobble up the West.
So do you were talking earlier about the Bucks. Do you think the Bucks are going to win it all?
They're the easiest team to root for. I think the difference is what's going on here is that LeBron is, he's the limelight. He's the headlight man. I don't know. I'm 100% sure that's a better coach they have. And that Giannis is working his ass off too. He just not look at me. And it's not LeBron. It's part LeBron, but it's not all LeBron. Look at me. So I think in my heart of hearts, I think it's going to be the Lakers are going to hurt teams certainly early, just based off LeBron's will, and he's kind of have a point to prove, but they're not going to win it all. The Bucks are going to win it just based on talent, coaching, and just a better core team, top to bottom, head coach through number 12 versus the Lakers.
Right.
And I think Giannis is honestly probably better than LeBron James at this point.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. Hey, let's start.
I mean, before you got me starting these assholes, who's not going to win it is the fucking Sixers. So we talked about this today or not? That dude's already hurt. He's weak in mind and body. Forget the Sixers. Forget it.
You talk about Embiid?
Yes. Forget the Sixers. We talked about them some. I think you were on them a little bit. That ain't happening. Forget that.
Well, you talked about them being poorly coached. I think the Sixers have a little chance to make a run in this with Embiid and Simmons. No. All right, but you talked about the bad coaching of the Sixers. Okay.
Yes.
And then you asked me last week to put it out there to the Wager Maker podcast talk group. Okay. We talk a lot about who the best franchise is, and who the best teams are. We put it out there. Who's the worst franchise?
Very good question.
Okay. We got a whole bunch of people saying the Knicks.
That's easy. That's low hanging fruit.
So they got a new coach this week, right? Thibodeau. What you know about this guy?
Yes, he's a defensive, quote unquote guru. Certainly back in the day, he was on the bench for the Knicks for a long period of time. I believe he was with Riley. He was definitely with with Van Gundy. He went up to Minnesota. He was a little bit handcuffed, but that just based on the talent up there. And there was the issue with Jimmy Butler. Butler wanted out of there, and Thibodeau. I don't know if he mishandled that, if it was Glenn Taylor, the owner, or whatever. But this, in my mind, is one of the best basketball moves the Knicks have made in 30 years, maybe since the 90s.
Wow.
One of the best basketball moves that the Knicks have made since the 90s.
Haven't they had some great coaches there? Didn't Phil Jackson coach there? Got nothing?
That's a misnomer. Why would you hire Phil Jackson after the Bulls and after the Lakers when there's no one on the team? When he's 50, whatever, how year he's.
I just don't see. I think that franchise. We'll see if the coach is enough to overcome the franchise. Like we talked about Rivera at the team formerly known as the Washington Redskins.
Right.
And it's a similar situation.
I'm saying this dude Thibodeau is going to come in and bring some defense and some kind of discipline and some actual basketball knowledge and actually, basketball nuts and bolts to a team that really doesn't care about basketball nuts and bolts for the first time in a long time, since probably Van Gundy left. This is the best coach they've had at the time. I'm not saying that Thibodeau is better than Phil Jackson, but that was, again, just a silly a star fucker hire Phil Jackson at that point.
Yeah. All right. So
they told him he could coach the team from like not even Utah. What is South Dakota? It's crazy. How are you gonna be the GM in New York City from South Dakota? Anyways,
was that when Isaiah Thomas was still around?
I think that was step on the dick after step on the dick after step on it. That was just one. We're gonna save it with this star. We're gonna save it with this star. Save it with this star. No.
Right.
So if you're a Knicks fan, you're 4 years. 3 years, you'll be fine. Maybe.
You think so? One coach is gonna do. I don't know. You got to get some players in there. The front office sucks.
He's gonna. Well, the ownership is hard. It was the worst franchise, but that is a step, at least a step in the right. It wasn't a back step. I guess that's my point.
All right, fair enough. We'll keep it in New York. Some big news. Hey, I don't want the Nick Perones of the world to be upset with us. We're talking Knicks. We're talking New York Jets this week. We talked a lot about arguably one of the best safeties. You can say arguably the best. Definitely one of the best safeties in the game. All-around player. Moved to Seattle. Got a couple first-round picks. I think a second-round pick. I think this is actually a pretty good move by the Jets, to be honest with you.
Yes, he didn't want to be there. It was a complete distraction. I good job getting. But here's the thing. Here's the problem. And someone sent this to me on Twitter. Like, what they've done with their first-round picks is abominable. The only one that's even kind of worked out, if you want to, in quotes, is Sam Darnold. And I think they've given up on. They've given him no chance. I think it's a great on paper. Fuck it. You're not making the playoffs this year. You're not doing anything, but you need to capitalize. You cannot be the Cleveland Browns. We're just going to keep every year. I'm going to trade this asset for another asset. Trade this first round. You got to, at some point, turn those picks into players, and those players need to turn into wins on the field. That's the problem. That's the issue with them. And if I was them, Nick's going to be pissed, but trade Sam Darnold right now. Trade him today. You're not making the playoffs. You're not winning more than 6 games this season. Get another player, get another first or 2 round picks or three, whatever that bounty will give you. You got Trevor Lawrence coming out there. You got Justin Fields coming out next year. You have 2 great there. You could surround him. You could just put a wall in front of either one of those guys. You could finally you got a receiver, do something with a tight end. You have a running back. Defense is pretty good, but you just traded your best player. But there's moves to be made for them. They're not making the playoffs. Anyone in that division, especially after all these guys opting out for the Patriots, the only team that doesn't have a chance is the Jets.
Wow. Even today's football, where you can just turn it around in a day.
It seems like every year you can just turn it around. Win. They will not win more than 6 games. Mark my words right now.
I agree. Even with any Bill Belichick coach team, they're below them, and I think they're below the young up-and-coming Buffalo Bills and the young up-and-coming Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins, if I'm Brian Flores, who I'm a fan of, great coach, he from the Patriots tree. That dude has the fucking those 2 Jet games circled. That's 2 wins. if I can split with the other guys in my division, I'm at 4 wins. Okay, so I'm what is that? 4-2 in my division. That's what he's thinking. The Jets will not. We're going to finish last in the NFC East again. Not even close.
All right. So much for that. Jamal Adams. Seattle obviously gets a good player. They always play good D. This would just be one more great defensive player. But like you say, for the Jets, this is only a good deal if you make the picks, if you make the right picks.
I mean, that's the terrifying part of it. Like Leonard Williams, I was big on that. The defensive tackler end from USC a while ago. They traded him to the Giants, I think, last season. He really didn't work out. I don't really, but if you go down for the past, I don't know, 8 or 10 years, it's horrifying almost between bust and guys that they let go. D. Milliner was a cornerback from Alabama, was one of them. Vernon Golston. I don't know if I'm going back too far, but it's a nasty laundry list of just failed. Again, different regime now. Again, I think they did what they had to do. I applaud them for what they got, but the jury's still out. In my opinion, get rid of Darnold. Get rid of him. Nick said lock him up now. That's the other option. Give him $100 million today or trade his ass today. That's what I would do. Give him a 10-year, give him a 10-year contract or get rid of him.
Right. Well, it would be a bargain down the road if you lock up, if the guy turns out to be the guy and you lock him up for years, the contracts just keep getting higher and higher. So if you get him in and stick him in now, if you think he really is the guy, then that might be a thing to do.
Well, here's the thing, Smith. If you, let's say you lock him up, if you're going to allow him just to be pummeled, that's bad money. You got to protect it. So that's why I would not do. They're not in a position to. He's not in a position to succeed this year for sure. So that's why I just get rid of him, because he does have a tremendous amount of trade value at this point.
All right. Well, we got more and more guys coming up saying they're not going to be playing football. The list goes on. They got a few New England Patriots. The running back for the Kansas City just came out this week and said he's not going to be playing. Their main running back from last year. The good thing they picked up that kid from LSU.
So
yeah, exactly. Plug him in.
The only people that really cared so far, I mean, that it was the right guard, I think, for the Chiefs, but they signed some guy right away who will be just as, I don't know, fine. They'll be fine on their offensive line. And then the Patriots are the guys that Patrick Chung and Alonzo Highsmith, or not. Mm-hmm. I'm going back, but not Alonzo.
No, but Highsmith.
Yeah. I'm going back to Miami the U days. But anyways, that hurts. That if you're a team in the NFC, any team, again, go back to pile on the fucking Jets. The Jets, again, dropped the ball by luck or by shittiness. Missed another huge opportunity this year. Just crazy. You trade your best player when you could win a division. It's literally a toss-up, that division, except for the Jets.
All right. So staying in football just for a second, then we'll move on. We're going to talk a little bit about some things that went on in baseball over the weekend. But Mahomes, who's had a better year, 2020, than Patrick Mahomes? Super Bowl MVP, signed a gazillion $1 million contract, and now he's part owner of the Kansas City Royals.
It's keep on coming, Smith.
This guy, he's in a year where everybody's having a pretty rough
go.
No this dude's coming out on top.
Dude, just keep breathing, bro. That's all you got to do. Stay alive.
Dude's coming out on top. So he's part owner of the Royals. I think with the dude Cam from is also bought into that shit. I saw from Modern Family, Stone Street. People saying I look like him sometimes. The gay, he plays the gay guy on. Sharon, when Sharon wants to fuck with me, she saes I look like.
I've seen him. He's a big. That's right. That's funny. I
didn't
realize
he's a big fat guy. Yeah.
No, I said he's a big fan.
He's a big fat. I thought you said, yeah, he's a big fat guy like you.
Just shit on me, boy.
Okay, I'm cool. I can take it. All right. Baseball, Webb. Lots of storylines, lots of stuff went on. Only 4 days, but in a 60 game season, shit piles up fast. So the first, we'll just start out last night. Weekend was going on just as normal. The Houston Astros finally got the plunking coming after them.
I applaud this because I was, I don't know, afraid, leery, worried that this would just kind of slip through the cracks, especially, COVID, all that, everything is kumbaya, not kind of, but, everything that's going on socially. Maybe we're not going to throw at guys, blah, 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 blah. I applaud Kelly. I don't know. I don't know. The taunting thing is a little bit different. I don't think that was necessary, but kudos to the Dodgers and their. I believe that this was all planned. They knew they were going to do this. So in my mind, I'm an older guy. Like you said, I'm an old fat white guy. This is kind of part of the game. Good for the fucking Dodgers and good for baseball. Good for America. Good for everything that this went down.
Yep. And Kelly's got an 8-game suspension. I thought that was a little in a 60-game season. I thought that was a little rough. You got to kind of multiply by 3 almost.
Easily.
Like
I think more than
24
that
game
even.
season. And sometimes they give, like if it's a starter, they'll give them like an 8-game suspension. So that way it costs them like 2 starts or something like that. But for a reliever, man, 24, the equivalent of 24 games is awful long suspension for, I mean, look, the dude did headhunt a little bit. It was not the old, hey man, I feel obligated to plunk you in the thigh. I'm going to plunk you in the thigh. It was like going at.
He was high and tight. There's no doubt. I mean, that's to me, that's not the issue. If he wasn't on that mound doing what he was doing, you can't be overt. Listen, you want to say, listen, ball got away. Okay. Maybe get a couple games. But again, I think that was almost, I don't want to say the word orchestrated, but they'll be all right without him for a couple games. He did what he had to do. That dude's got mad respect.
I don't even think he was on the team. Was he even on the Dodgers last year?
I don't even, again, he's not.
Maybe he's getting some earnest from respect in the clubhouse.
Right. And I don't know. Again, I don't want to say it was orchestrated, but that dude knew he was in a spot. And he knew that his absence, unlike Lou Williams, let's put it like that, the opposite of like a dude knew, like if I'm out, that'll be all right,
Right. The situation was right, everything was right for
right.
Had a few run lead,
right, and it's where we got 4 wins, whatever the number is. We got a couple wins,
right?
Yeah, we're 3-1. We're gonna win this game anyway,
For the Dodgers, looks like the Dodgers are going to be without Verlander for possibly. I've seen different reports. Some say a few weeks, some say the season.
The Astros.
That's what I meant.
Yes, but they're still real fucking good. But Verlander come out and said that was fake news, so we'll see. But they're still good. I mean, they're going to be tough. They'll be there at the end, I think, one way or the other, even without him. Especially because some of these teams just suck. So I don't know. I'm not even sure when Kershaw, I think they said 8 days or whatever that. It's a weird number now.
He didn't start tonight. It was supposed to be a start again tonight.
But I'm getting tired of him. So well, that dude, they might be better off anyway. I'm getting sick of Kershaw.
He's a young arm, man. That kid.
That dude is live.
Yep.
So I'm getting sick of Kershaw. I'm not really going to even bother with him too much anymore. He's always hurt. He's always something. He didn't get run support. Fuck that. You need to win a fucking playoff game, dude. I don't give a shit. Look at Max Scherzer. Look at Strasburg. That team was not the best team in the league. Those 2 dudes put them on their back. Couple timely hits. I'm sick.
When you're the best pitcher in the game, you can win the World Series.
Easy. You get to it. You can get there. You can get there. You can win 3 or 4 games after. Win 4 games after October 3rd.
Yeah. So I thought a few takes from the weekend. We had our first argument with the umpire Webb and the manager, and the dude had to come running out. You see this? Had to come running out, throws a mask on. The umpire starts walking over, throws a mask on. They head right to each other, and then they stop 6 feet apart. Start arguing with the mask on like that.
It's comic. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Again, I don't want to say anything is orchestrated, but maybe that was just for the benefit of the general society, whatever. If it was, that's fine. Who cares? But, all that is overrated anyways. Just fucking yell some shit from the bench. I don't know.
Right.
You're not Earl Weaver. You're not doing it. Right. It's not 1970s. So I don't know really sure what we're doing there.
Think about the shit those guys used to do.
Right. Go out there with the mind. I mean, that was just
cooler shit. Throwing bases.
Right. Just really going
bases.
crazy. Yeah, put your hat on backwards and screaming and throwing the dirt on the plate. I mean, that was great. I loved it. But again, I don't know what was. I think maybe there's some kind of social, I don't know, responsibility maybe they were trying to show at some point there.
And once again, we saw, Webb, some people are scientists and some people are baseball players. So we got to see Fauci throw out the first pitch of the first baseball game. It made me feel kind of good.
Baba Booey.
Myself, that at least maybe I can do something that Fauci can do.
Baba Booey.
Better. That was ridiculous. Yeah, he was probably Gary Dell'Abate. He was probably the happiest fucking dude around because he finally had somebody throw out a shittier fucking pitch than him.
I don't know. Does he not have practiced once or twice? I mean, he's a busy man. Don't get me
He's kind of
wrong.
busy right now.
Don't get me wrong, but he could take, give him a ball in the office. I mean, he can't throw a ball down the hallway in the hospital where the fuck he works. I mean, come on, dude. It's not that fucking hard.
All right. So I'm kind of digging. I'm digging the Padres playing the old school uniforms. They got that brown and yellow. Moving on. Webb, I got all the list of long shots to win the World Series, Webb. I got the whole list of dudes at 50,000 plus 50,000, all this shit. The Marlins come out and fucking kick some ass. 2 out of 3 games against the Phillies. Almost won 3 out of 3 on the road in Phillies. I officially declare the Florida Marlins as my team. I win on my $25 bet. I win $12,500 if they win the World Series, and they're 2-1 in a 60-game season, beating the Phillies on the road. And what happens? The whole fucking team gets the coronavirus.
Whole team.
Whole team. I think they're up to 18. I think they're up to 18.
Yep. It's 18 or 19.
Coronavirus test now. So I don't know what they're going to do. I think Major League Baseball is just going to fucking wing it. It's like, look, we're going to do the best we can to get everybody 60 games. If they don't all get 60 games, so be it. They already moved some games around. They got the Yankees going to the Orioles this week instead of to the Phillies. And I think they're just at the end of the game say, okay, we did the best we could. If there's a couple games need to get played because for standings reasons, then they'll play them maybe. But other than that, I think they're just going to roll with it.
They're not going to worry about these Marlin games. They need to get these certainly get the Yankees playing for a number of reasons. Not the least is the ratings, and the Yankees are going to be there. Woo-woo. The Marlins were not going to win it. That's more of an indictment. Those first couple of games, I think, are more of an indictment of the Phillies than the positivity of the Marlins. No disrespect.
Well, I was pretty positive after 3
days. Hey, listen, I got no problem with the Marlins winning the World Series. I would love for you to win whatever it was, the $12,000, whatever number is, but that was never going to happen.
Well, I officially I was the kiss of death. I was the official kiss of death. Once I declared, after 3 days, I declared the Marlins my team for the year. And now they got the coronavirus running rampant throughout the thing. But that brings me to David Price. Dude opted out of the situation, and now he's all like, oh, I told you Major League Baseball doesn't care about the players. He doesn't do this, doesn't do that. Listen, man, if you ain't playing, just shut the fuck up. That's what I say to you. Shut the fuck up. And
how, in what scenario is that? How does Major League Baseball not care? How much money has David Price made in his career? Let's start there. How much money has that dude made guaranteed? It's over $200 million. Okay, so let's start the conversation there. And second of all, what do they not care? If you don't play, that's fine. We have an obligation. We want to play. I want them to play. I'm asking them to play. Can you, Major League Baseball, can you please play? David Price, fuck you. How are that you're not playing? It's a voluntary thing. You want to play? Play. We're going to give you fucking $12 million or whatever your number is. David Price, if you were making 35, if you had no fucking money, if your ass was broke, you'd be fucking playing. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
Fuck you.
Be fortunate. Be fortunate that you're in a position where you don't have to go in these teams and play. Exactly. You know what I mean? Now the team. Look, it's just a part of life. Everybody going to work every day has a chance of catching this thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? But now you decided to take the season off because you made $100 million in your career plus, and now you're going to say, "Oh, I told you, Major League Baseball is not really looking after these players."
Right.
Give me a fucking break.
What did they do wrong? All they do is start the season.
Right.
Did it not?
Nobody's got symptoms. They just took tests.
Right. Are they not? There's no protocol? Sick? Are they okay? Let's everybody just go play. We're not going to do anything different. Just no. We didn't do it. We're not testing. We're not doing anything. Just go. Shut the fuck up.
Right. So. All right. So, and just one more thing I want to talk about real quick. Number one, I want to say Kimbrel. I still hate this bastard. I hated him when he was on the Red Sox, and I hate him. He lost a big game he had a terrible outing against the Cubs the other night. He almost lost I think he had a 10-run lead or something. That's the dude, Webb, that stands there with his fucking arm out.
Yeah.
I hate that son of a bitch.
Yeah, listen.
He's a fucking Red Sox. He'll always be a Red Sox. And he stands there with a shit like this.
Yeah,
he does. And he sucks. He almost cost us a big game the other day, but did.
He was good.
Nah, he wasn't even good for the fucking Red Sox. Fuck him. He was a Red Sox. And then I just want to say, also, this is just so you guys know, man, this is very difficult to making the picks. It's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. Like Scott Wheatley calls me the other day from the sports book. Hey, man, what's your number one play of the day? Give me a baseball pick. Give me a baseball pick. I give him one. It was a loser. Loser.
Tell him to call me.
It was 4-1, 3-1 that day, and the one I gave him was the loser. Yeah, call your baseball picks. We've been doing 3-man parlays for a fucking week, and I don't know you got one. I don't know if you got one right on there.
Let's see.
So, yeah. So and then he calls me again today. I'm like, dude, if the Nationals lose with Scherzer, he calls me again today from the sports book, and I say, if the Nationals go 1-5 with Scherzer on the mound, the champions are done. Their season's over.
Yeah, we're not going to win every year. I would have told him that.
Well, now that they're in the 10th. Well, first of all, your bet today was the A's, and they lost. That was your pick of the day. That was your pick of the day. So stop acting like you said.
My pick now is the Brewers.
The Nationals are now in the top of the 10th. Scherzer did his job. They're in the 10th inning. It's 0-0. 0-0.
Wow.
10th inning. But the Blue Jays had a brand new young gun out pitching. It was the first start and went scoreless. So just know we don't take it lightly. We're trying to win these games. We try and get the good picks, give you guys the good information. And we even had you got to keep track of our Facebook page and our Instagram and our Facebook talk group, because all of a sudden we got a call, Webb, from your UFC expert, and we put it out there with Witherspoon Saturday night.
Whitaker
Saturday night, and put it out there. Just
late. Came in late.
And we were a little nervous because, like you said, there was a little issue with the information. Was just saying it's a little issue with the information. We weren't sure if it was legit information or not, but we put it out there, and they came through.
I had it. That was big. That was a big win.
We needed that with it.
That was a big win, and it wasn't too bad. And the odds too. Some of the times in MMA, the favorites are big. That was good.
So it was a fairly close fight for MMA.
Right.
UFC. So. All right, so that's one. We got 1 week of baseball in the books. We got basketball coming up. We got hockey. Keep an eye out on all our pages for all our picks. Hopefully, we get this Nationals in here so Scott Wheatley doesn't think I'm 0-2 when I give him baseball picks. But just know we don't take it lightly, and we're on it. We're in it.
We don't take anything lightly. We're our money's where our mouth.
I'm running it ourselves.
Our money's where I'm at. Believe me. Believe that.
So. All right, so I want to real quick say thank you, Wilbur Investigations, ThriveFantasy.com. Make sure you go there and use promo code WagerMakers to get your free $20. John Grove for the bumper music, Wilbur Investigations. If you got anything in Monmouth County, Devin is going to tell you how to check us out on YouTube right now.
Hey guys, it's Devin. Make sure you subscribe to the Wager Makers podcast on YouTube, like all their videos, and click that bell so that you turn on your post notifications and you never miss another video.
Thank you, Devin. And John Grove for the bumper music, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Google Play Music, Podbean, Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, SportsWatchMonitor.com for our picks. Facebook, the Wager Maker Podcast, Twitter at The Wager Makers, Instagram at The Wager Makers, TheWagerMakers@gmail.com if you want to email us, or the Wager Makers Podcast Talk Group. If you want to get in there, you got to answer a couple questions to get into the talk group. And we got some real good conversations going on there. Next week, we'll talk about who's the best number 58. So thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching. We really appreciate you. Let's keep winning. Got football, baseball, basketball, all kinds of shit coming to hockey. Webb, take us out.
Brick by brick, baby. The hits keep on coming. Basketball, NHL, KBO, soccer. It's all coming. Horse racing. So thank you so much for listening, everybody. Watching. Let's watch. Listen to Debbie. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Thanks to Wilbur Investigations and Thrive and everybody else.
Thank you.